Hey everybody! We were blessed with some green beans, which I love snapping green beans. It's like a little time with God moment with me. So when I got these green beans, I was so thankful at everything. So I've gotten them snapped, taken care of, the ends off and everything. I've gotten them washed. These were older beans, so they were like really kind of slimy and everything, but now they're not. I soaked them in vinegar water after I got them snapped and all. Probably should have done that first. My hands wouldn't have been so slimy and everything, but we got the job done. I'm not complaining at all. I'm very blessed and thankful for this blessing here. But I wanted to bring you along because some people don't know how to can these. So we're going to get these into the jars, even if it's just two jars. That's okay. That's 2 jars that we got on our pantry shelves, right? So let's get to it. Alright, so I've got 2 quart-sized jars to begin with. I'm making sure that they're good for pressure canning. I've checked for cracks in the jar and everything. I've got my 4 jars canning lids. I need to order some because I just took the last out of the box, so it's empty now. Not affiliated with them. Love to be though. And we're going to get the green beans in there in a minute. But first of all, I'm going to go ahead and put my seasonings in there. Because if you're anything like me, sometimes you tend to forget the seasonings till it's too late. So I have, first of all, the canning and pickling salt that you can can with. And what I like to do is get a 1/4 of a teaspoon, which we have blood pressure problems and everything, so don't use that much. And then minced onion, or if you got dehydrated onion, that would work too. I'm going to take 1/2 teaspoon, put in each jar. A little bit more in there, not quite full. And then I'm going to use this here. I don't have the peppercorns, but I like this here just as well. We put it on the 3rd one, it gives you a bigger peppercorn type thing. So do about 1/2 teaspoon in each. And you have to be careful when you're doing spices and herbs, because they like to some of them really intensify during the canning process. And that's what I like with the peppercorns here. They really do get a kick during the process. Alright, so that's about enough. And then we're going to get all the seasonings all the way. That's all I use. But you definitely, I mean, you don't have to use nothing or anything like that, but I like to go ahead and put those seasonings in there to have that done when I pop open the jar. And then put my funnel in. See if y'all can see. I already got my rack in my canner. We're pressure canning these. Maybe for 25 minutes. Do y'all ever do anything like this? Do you can? And if so, when you get a blessing like this, do you think, oh goody, I get to can? And actually consider it a happy moment? Because canning is supposed to be, you know, happy time. a happy place. Alright, we're going to fill these up to the 1-inch headspace. I can put some more in there. And I actually might have more than 2 quarts, but we'll see. How did you like the bone broth video I did and published yesterday? Did y'all watch it? Did you enjoy it? I hope y'all tried to make the bone broth. That is really awesome stuff. And you can dress it up the way you like with your seasoning and herbs. Alright. So it looks like I'm going to need probably a pint to get the rest of these. I can still put probably a little bit more in here. You want to kind of press them down as much as possible. That way they don't have a lot of liquid in them when you fill it up with the water. I got my rack in my canner. I got my water in my canner. And since this is all cold, my jars are cold, my water's going to be cold in the canner, and the water that's going to go in these jars is also, I mean, all of this is room temperature, so pretty cool. Alright, that's perfect. We're going to have 2 quarts and 1 pint of green beans that we didn't have, which is awesome. So that's going to end up being 3 jars of green beans on the shelf that we didn't have. Alright, let me grab the water and I'll be right. Alright, now we're going to fill it up with water again to that mark right there. This one the same way. Again, it's room temperature water. Alrighty. Alright. Now, better get down to business because Pokey Joe is here. We're going to have to press down to the side. Let these air bubbles out. This is one of the easiest things, like for beginners to start canning, pressure canning. This is like one of the easiest things in the world to start with, besides water. I mean, most canners, when you buy a canner, it tells you to go ahead and can water first thing, so you get used to your canner. But people are like intimidated by the canner when they first start. But then they quickly fall in love with it and like, what was I waiting for? I did the same thing. So now I'm going to get a paper towel and put vinegar on it and wipe the rims, the lips right here. That way I can also feel for any chips that I might have missed earlier. And also get any kind of debris or anything off the lip of the jar. You want a good seal. Alright. There we go. Then we're going to put the lids on it. Then we're going to put some rings on it. Finger grip tight. Go ahead and stick it in the canner. Make sure it sits up. Grab another ring. Put another ring on it. Finger grip tight. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, guess what I didn't do? See, y'all caught it on TV or on video, I'm sure, with these two jars that I did with this. What did I do with this that I didn't do with these? Oh, I didn't use Pokey Joe. See, I'll get to talking, running my mouth, and just totally forget. And that happens to the best of us, right? But you can just do that. Just go back to where you left off. If you remember in time. Okay, and press it down. Get as much air bubbles as you can out. This is also why we do finger grip tight on the rings. You want the air bubbles to go out, the air to escape the jar. And you notice with the bone broth recipe yesterday, I guess I'm in broth mode because I didn't have to use Pokey Joe doing the broth. And now I'm back on regular cannon mode where I do. It is what it is though. And I caught it before it went in the canner, so there's that. Alright. And then if you need to add some more water, you can, but I think these are perfect. Let's see. I'm going to add a tiny bit more to this. Yep. Bloopers on YouTube. I can see it now. It happens. And check this, make sure everything's dry. And here we go again. Make sure the lid's on good. Finger grip tight. And now you can go in there. I'm glad I caught it. I actually saw an air bubble go up, and that's what reminded me, like, hey, I didn't do that. Finger grip tight. And voila. We're putting it in the canner. We've got the canner set to where it needs to exhaust. Plug it in. Plug it in. Plug it in. Set it to high. 25 minutes. Check your canner, your elevation and everything for your time zone, time whatever, your elevation. And we're going to press start. And that's it. That's how easy it is. Now I'm going to actually start working on cleaning up the mess from snapping green beans and all that. But I just wanted to bring you along for the quick video. And this will come, you know, this will do its thing and work its magic. Then 10 will come up here for 10 minutes. And it'll sit here and exhaust and everything. And then once this goes down to 0 and it beeps at me 3 times, then I'll turn it here. Oh, can't see, sorry. I'll turn it straight up and down. And then this here will happen. Yep, yeah. This here right here, I'll end up setting for 25 minutes and it'll start. And then once it stops, we'll unplug it. We'll just let it go down, the pressure go down naturally. And then once we can open it, we'll just wait a couple minutes and then we'll take the jars out. And that's when I'll bring you back along. Okay, the canner is off. It's come down to pressure. I've been giving it about a minute, 2 minutes. And we are going to start pulling out jars. Look at that. Look at that. We'll let it sit down here. Grab another one. Oh, yes. We'll let these cool overnight, and that was the pint. And then we'll take the rings off, wash the jars, and label them. And that is 3 jars of green beans that we didn't even have on our shelf before, that we were gifted. How easy was that, guys and gals? If you hadn't canned, this is something easy to can. Now I gotta get to working on these greens over here. These greens right here, mustard greens. I gotta get these. I done got them off the stem, torn and in the water to wash and everything. Now I'm gonna go getting ready to blanch them. I might do a video on that, so you'll see it soon. So yeah, it was one thing after another. Stay busy, guys and gals, because you know it's coming. It's coming down the pipeline. Just keep moving along, doing what you're doing to provide for you and your family. God bless you. Thank you for being here today. Check out our other videos. We'll see you on the flip side. God bless.